you have a worthiness issue, if you're not feeling worthy, you are going to limit or truly limit, maybe even cut off your own energy. You're going to cut off opportunities and potentials. You're going to not see all that you can be. If you're not feeling worthy that you can pack your bag next week and take a trip around the world, you'll never consider it. So you'll limit yourself, you'll limit your life. But ultimately, what you're really doing is not letting energy serve you. You're limiting that band of energy, or the bandwidth of energy. You're not letting it serve you. So therefore, your life in itself will be limited. And that's when you get to one of those lifetimes where you just barely get by. You just barely get by until you're ready to acknowledge your own worth, the incredible work that you've done here on the planet, and that ultimately you can let all of your energy serve you. You limit what you will allow into your life. You limit your own health. You don't feel worthy of real, true health. You then also play the game of unworthiness with other people, oftentimes probing and testing them to give you a response of worthiness, to tell you how nice you look, or to tell you how smart you are, or whatever it happens to be. So it's a game that's played, similar in a way to the sexual energy virus, but it's a game that's played trying to get your worthiness from somebody else. Now you become needy. You're using people for your own self-worth, and oftentimes they're going to do just the opposite. They'll give you the lack of self-worth. They'll tell you why you're not worthy. And the game continues, and it's played out until it just wears you out. So you ask, is there a value to it? Yes, there is, because it really allows you to have to ultimately take a look at yourself. It ultimately forces you to realize that you have to develop your own self-worth. And it ultimately really truly forces you into the position of saying, can I accept my energy? Can I accept all the abundance, all the goodness? Can I accept that this is really mine, and that when I do, I won't misuse it? So ultimately, the benefit is, what so many of you have learned about, is that you're not going to get that true validation on the outside. You're not going to get your ultimate self-worth from the number of college degrees you have, or how much you get paid, or you're not even going to get it by doing a lot of social good deeds. I mean, these are nice things, but it's ultimately not going to give you that final sense of, I am worthy. They're very closely linked together, self-perception and self-worth. How do you see yourself, or how worthy are you? The typical Shambra answer that we got, I'm distilling and summarizing, but typical Shambra answer we got during our live Kasama workshops was, I'm getting there. Well, then you're there, and you're not here. As a matter of fact, it was a pretty lame answer. I'm getting there? What does that mean? Is that good? Is that bad? Is that stimulating the energy, or is the energy just always going to be getting there? I don't like that answer at all. That's right up there with I don't know. I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to let any of you off the hook with that. You do know. You know your self-worth. Maybe you don't know how to define it so much, but you do know it. One of the other common answers was, well, I'm trying. Okay, I don't like that answer. Master doesn't try. Master just allows. I'm trying. Trying what? It's like, it maybe goes right back to suffering. I'm trying. I'm suffering. I'm getting there, but I'm suffering. It's time we change all that. It's really time we change that. Energy serves self-perception. Energy responds to self-perception. And if your self-perception is, I'm getting there, that's exactly what you're going to get. Energy is quite literal. If you're thinking, I'm just getting there, I'm working at it, I'm okay, feel those energies, feel them. Are you okay with just being okay? I hope not. I hope not. Are you okay with thinking that, I'm working at it, day after day after day, getting up in the morning, I'm working at it. It's not okay. It's time for that leapfrog, that quantum leap of self-perception. Are you okay with just getting by and maybe being pretty good, a little better than others in terms of self-perception? I hope not. If you are, you're probably in the wrong place here. Oh, the voices from others putting you down? Don't listen to that. It's time that your self-perception goes from being something on the outside, you perceiving yourself through other people's eyes, because they're never going to let you be grand. It's time that it comes from the inside, your self-perception. We talked about the soul. It's your soul. You're part of it. You're the actor of the soul. You're acting out a variety of different experiences. The soul never said you have to be just okay or just pretty good or hopefully not mediocre. The soul is saying, go for it. It's your theater. It's your stage. It's your play. Have the self-perception of whatever you want to call it. I love grand. Whatever you want to call it, but just don't go with mediocre or okay or just barely enough or I'm getting there or I don't know. Let the grandness that you are, let that be your self-perception. There are signs in your life every day, barometers of your own balance, and it's a good thing to pay attention to these, to help you to understand, are you really staying in your balance or are you getting pulled out of it by other things in your life, by people and events, or even clearing and processing that you're going through? Indications that you need to take a look at your balance. Barometers of balance include your clothes. Now, your clothes they're an interesting barometer of your own self-worth and how you feel about you. You ever have one of those days where you put something on and it just doesn't feel right? So you change, you put something else on and it just doesn't feel right. And then you get critical about your body or about your weight. You get critical about what looks good and doesn't. And you stand in the mirror frustrated and aggravated and you go through 8 sets of clothes. You finally go back to what you originally chose in the first place. And it still doesn't feel right. You go through the day. It just doesn't feel quite right. This is a barometer or an indication. Your clothes, they're an aspect of you that you need to take a look at, balancing your self-worth, balancing that part of yourself that respects you. Oh, your clothes are responsive. Love yourself, honor yourself, and those clothes are going to fit like an Italian suit. It's also time to buy some new clothes. We know many of you have been resisting, saying, I'm going to continue to go through changes. So I'll just wear my old clothes for a while. But when you go out and buy some new clothes, a new you, it makes a statement. Oh, not to other people. It makes a statement to yourself that you're changing, that you're loving you, that you're willing to invest in you. Another barometer of balance is your house. Your house. Now, there is the very physical or mechanical part of your house. You have plumbing systems and heating systems, electrical systems. How are those operating? You see, they're there to serve you. They're there to keep you warm and keep you empowered. Are they operating smoothly, or is there always something going wrong? You could curse it and say it's an old house, but literally the energies, they will balance themselves in order to serve you
if you are in balance yourself. The house is your house, your apartment, wherever you dwell, is a very important aspect of you. Take a moment. Imagine your house. Take a moment to walk through. How do you feel about your house? Do you think it's only someplace temporary, you can't wait to get out? Is it a mess? Have dishes all over? Things broken that you're not attending to? Is it dark or is it light? How is your house? Your house is such a reflection of you. Perhaps one of the closest aspects to you, even more so than past life aspects. Your house is you. And it's trying to tell you when things are out of balance. Here's another barometer of balance. Little signs that are telling you you need to spend some time, take some attention for yourself. Your computer. Now, you spend ungodly amounts of time at your computers. Take a look at what is happening with your computer. Is it getting very, very bogged down right now? Is it getting glitchy? Does it flash on and off? Does it freeze up? Is it very slow to open applications? Does it play little tricks on you where you have to cuss and curse it? Your computer is a barometer, particularly of your mind, but also to a degree of your divine intelligence, that something is out of balance. When your computer is slowing down, it means you're going too mental. It is important to upgrade. It's symbolic of upgrading your own consciousness. That could mean it's time to get a new computer. But when you do, don't drag all of the stuff from your old computer over to your new. Take only the files, only the parts of the past that you truly want to hang on to. Your computer is an aspect of you. If it is malfunctioning, take a look at yourself.